Hi everyone, let's talk about food and eating. When we buy food from the grocery, we take them home, we wash them, and then we cut them up, get them ready for cooking. Usually it's something we want to eat that we tend to cook. So it is being impulsed most of the time by how we were raised when we were kids, what we ate, what our parents ate, specifically the ones cooking, because what they will cook will be the ones we're going to eat. That's true to me too, because my mom was preparing at all the food in the house. Sometimes my grandmother also cooks, but it's motivated by what our parents like to cook and likes to eat. So what we like to eat and what we like to cook is shaped by our upbringing. It's in um, a way of educating us. But we really are not aware that it's a form of education actually, when we're being fed and what we're being fed and what the motivation is of the person that's feeding us. Usually the person doing the cooking is being impulsed by the media and by the school system, because the subject of home economics is being taught in school, and that's where I learned about food and cooking. But at least I heard about cooking there, but we were not really taught how to cook. We did some other things like planting and all that. So there's no way we can learn how to really cook and what cooking is all about and what eating is all about. And whatever we hear from the media is usually advertising from people who are selling us food. So one of our family members are now being taken care of by another family member, and I have to help the family member who's preparing the food to select the food that will help the family member who is a senior and who has some personal preference in terms of what she likes to eat. And also the one preparing the food has also a set of preferences. But since they are going to eat together, um, it is best to really know um, what food to cook and why, and coordinate with each other how or what we're going to cook. Um, Usually, this is based on what we like, but what we like is based on information that is being fed by the media. So, we really need to clear our vocabulary of programming. It's usually um, a biased one that is there to actually impulse us to buy the food items that is being sold for use in the kitchen, or condiments or herbs or food items. So I looked at the basic um, the basics of cooking, and then I looked at what's available in that particular part of the Philippines where they are going to cook. So I found out there's not much food choices there, because it's in the countryside. So that makes it challenging. But I was able to do it, and I came up with something that really assisted me when I was facing a challenge, also some health challenges at that time, where I was dealing with cholesterol and also weight weight problem. So the way I helped myself then became my platform for helping this family member who is a senior and has problem with heart disease or high blood pressure. Knowing that the doctor's input or advice or any medical team behind her care, their advice would matter and would be considered in preparing the food. It's something that we need to consider, because this will have an effect in the interaction of the food and the drugs that's being taken, and also the care that's being given to the senior or the elderly person that is needing food that will be cooked by another family member who doesn't really know how to cook and who has a different set of preferences and has also a set of health problems to begin with. So here we can see that diseases are not really something that we can judge as bad. It's something that we can use as a platform to come up with some sort of food preparation that that can help and assist the person with whatever health challenge she is experiencing, and also preparing food for that other person or for the caregiver, the person who's going to cook food for both of them with different ages. Actually, the one who's going to cook is in his late 40s or early 50s, and the one that's going to eat the food or the senior is in her early 80s. So you can see how food preparation is or involves food preparation involves common sense. It involves looking at different aspects of the person's medical care. It's also something that assisted us when we had a health problem or a health challenge. It's not just the degree or the diploma or the certificate that we have. It's really us having undergone some health challenge before and us assisting ourselves to actually heal ourselves or assist in making that recovery possible for ourselves before we can assist others, because otherwise the practical application of learning, which is actually what learning is, it's the practical application of whatever we learned, and how we applied it in our lives, and the effect of that, both physically and mentally, will have to be looked at. So I would like to share with you a presentation that talks about food preparation, customized food preparation that I walked before when I had a health challenge, and how it affected the way I see food. And it also involved looking at the words involved in whatever I was doing, which is first of all the word food, the word eating, and all that. And as you know, I have a software that I use in looking at these words, and this software is something that really helped me. I have another tool aside from that, and there are other tools that presented themselves to me as I was walking this process. And this is not like a process that starts and it ends. It's a continuous step-by-step process that gets us to learn about our body and the effect of food in our body and mind, and the relationships we have with the earth. It's just a growing process, just like plants grow, you see. So click on the link and get this presentation. This is something that will change the way you see food and food preparation.